Love is in the air as Valentine's Day approaches. But before we celebrate our connections with others, let's turn inward to explore the most powerful relationship you will ever have, the relationship with yourself. This is the relationship that we should cherish every day, but in most cases, it's the most neglected. Good morning, challengers, and welcome to day 12 of the 21 Days to Discover You Challenge. This is Ballori, your transformation coach. While everyone is focused on their relationships with others and how they are going to be treated, let's shift our focus to our relationship with ourselves today. Have you ever wondered why we prioritize seeking and giving love to others over loving ourselves? Many of us have unfortunately been conditioned to believe that love is conditional. From a young age, society teaches us that our worth is tied to external factors, our appearance, achievements, and social status. As we grow up, we start to carry on by treating ourselves this way because that's just the way it is. That's our reality, when in fact it is actually not. As we experience life, we experience rejection. And soon we fear that rejection because it doesn't feel good. We want to feel accepted. We want to feel worthy. There is an emphasis put on self-sacrifice. I know I've been labeled selfish for wanting to prioritize myself. But the saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup. So it's time to start taking care of yourself and loving yourself. We get in cycles of dependence on others to make us happy. We think that because we are thinking and sacrificing for others, that they'll also do the same for us. And when they don't, we get heartbroken. We start to make it about our worthiness and if we're lovable or not, when in fact, we didn't do the right thing and love ourselves first, to teach them how to love us. I've had so many astrologers tell me, you need to learn how to love yourself first. And I just wanted to punch them because I was like, I do love myself. What are you talking about? But I was actually surprised to see how many times I wasn't loving myself as I started going through my own healing journey. So in today's journal, I want you to think about what self-love actually means to you. How do you or don't you love yourself? To get you started, I'm going to share 5 things that I learned on my own self-love journey. So the first thing you want to do is practice self-care. And this is probably the most common thing that people do when they think of self-love. And can be anything from your mindfulness practices, spa days, relaxing baths, walking in nature, indulging in your favorite foods and hobbies. But the next thing is you want to speak to yourself kindly, both to and about yourself. We tend to say things like, oh, I'm just not smart, I'm lazy. Now, these are things that you want to start cutting out. Pay attention to the dialogue rolling in your head. Replace self-criticism with self-compassion. You are doing the best you can with the cards you were dealt. So treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. Now, the third thing is setting boundaries. So this is one of those things that I've seen over and over again that most people do not do. I know I am someone who is guilty of not having done this in the past, and it's hurt me so many times. You gotta learn how to say no. We tend to become people pleasers because we want to be liked and accepted, and we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. In the end, the only person we end up hurting is ourselves. So we find ourselves in uncomfortable situations, doing things that we don't really want to do, or we shouldn't be doing. So learn how to say no to things and people that drain your energy and that don't respect you. What if I told you that by letting people push your boundaries, you are actually abandoning yourself in a way? So this is probably something you were unconsciously trained to do from childhood. So establish clear boundaries and prioritize your needs and protect your time, energy, emotional space, and money. So now the fourth thing is to celebrate your achievements. Too often we achieve something and we're quick to move on and try to achieve the next thing. We have something to prove, something more to be, but take a minute, take some time to celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how big or small. Recognize your strengths and give yourself credit for the effort and progress that you've made. As you recognize yourself, you're going to start gaining more confidence. We tend to go so quickly from one thing to the next that we don't actually celebrate what we have accomplished. And in turn, we focus more on the things that we haven't done, and that is what is reducing our confidence levels. And the fifth thing that you want to do is surround yourself by positivity. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you. Limit your exposure to negative things. You are the 5 people you surround yourself with. Cut down on the social media posts and news that brings your energy down. Fill your life with positive, engaging activities and people that bring you joy and inspiration. So the tip of the day today is find out what your love language is. How do you show and receive love? Find one thing to do for yourself this Valentine's Day to show yourself love in the way you need it. And thank you for joining us for this challenge and being curious to discover, unleash, and transform yourself so that you can lead your most extraordinary life. I am so excited to have all of you show yourselves a lot of love from me, and I will see you again tomorrow.